Yeah, no, it was fantastic, and the first time that a bait has won Best in Show was amazing for us. So yeah, there were a lot of high fives going all around at iCast.
Welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast, inspiring real women with a passion for fishing and the outdoors to go get their adventure on. Now, here's your fearless host, Angie Scott.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast. I'm your host, Angie Scott. We are moving into fall, and with that, it's probably a good time to start planning a little bit ahead, thinking about your holiday shopping this year for the angler in your life, or giving yourself a gift. And this week, I have the perfect episode for you as you start to think about that. There's a company called Pure Fishing that represents a lot of majorly iconic brands in the fishing industry, and they made a huge splash down at iCast this year for the awards, the Best in Show awards. They actually took home Best in Show for their bait, one of their new baits. So we're going to talk about that and a bunch of other really cool innovative products as well that they've won for, and any one of these would make excellent gift ideas going into the holidays. So I'm going to share links to all of these in the show notes for this episode. So if you're interested in checking them out, you can just take a look at that, click the link, and get some more detail. The show notes also on the website, thewomanangler.com/205. So check that out, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode with my special guest, Kimberly Hoffman from Pure Fishing. I'm here today with Kimberly Hoffman with Pure Fishing. We're actually doing this over the phone interview. Kim, you're in North Carolina, is that correct?
I am, yep, just close to Lake Norman, just outside of Charlotte.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. And you guys had correct me if I'm wrong, but you had the Santa Claus tournament out there, right?
We did, yeah. That was a huge success last December, and I think Fishers of Men is looking to put the tournament on again this year, so more details probably to come in the next couple months.
Yeah, the pictures from that event looked amazing. It looked like so much fun. I wished I could have made it. Maybe I can the next one.
That would be great. We'd love to have you.
So, tell us a little bit about Pure Fishing. For those that don't know, I mean, you represent some of the most iconic brands in the fishing industry. But talk a little bit about what Pure Fishing is.
Yeah, so while a lot of people probably don't recognize Pure Fishing as a brand, you recognize the brands that fall under Pure Fishing. Mm-hmm. So as you mentioned, we've got, I can't even keep track of the number of brands now just because we've got so many. It's upwards of probably about 16. Everything from baits and line with Berkley to rods, reels with Abu Garcia on the freshwater side, Fenwick. We've got on the saltwater side some of the most iconic brands there with Penn. We've got Finor and Van Staal. And then on the Hardy side, one of the oldest fly fishing brands, Hardy, in our portfolio, as well as some newer up-and-comers with Grays. So a lot of really, really great brands. We've also added this year Plano, so if you're familiar with the tackle storage brand, and Fraybill on the ice fishing and thinking nets there. So really a really broad portfolio and just about everything an angler could need to get out on the water.
For sure. And I don't know a beginning angler who probably didn't at one point have a ugly stick or a Shakespeare in their portfolio. Yeah, very cool. Well, how did you get in the industry?
Kind of a roundabout way. So I did not fish at all until I took this job. So I'm totally new to the industry. Coming up on 4 years this month with Pure Fishing. And basically how I got in was through the previous parent company for Pure Fishing, Newell Brands. I worked for them for, it was probably about 14 years on a variety of brands. And a previous manager of mine at Newell had come into Pure Fishing. So John Slosher, he's now the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Pure Fishing. He brought me over to kind of help him with the marketing communications group and to handle advertising and PR with him. So that's kind of that's how I got involved, and it's been great ever since.
and so now that you're in the industry, I imagine you've probably done some fishing.
I have, yep,
Awesome.
and actually it's been great. I joke around because my father-in-law likes to fish for bass, and now I'm his new favorite. But yeah, it's been good. I mean, obviously living close to the lake, we go out on the lake a lot on the weekends, just recreationally. And now I've added kind of fishing to that. And my husband used to fish a little bit growing up, so he's kind of gotten back into it. And, you know, just through the job, I get to do everything from saltwater fish on photo shoots or, you know, media events and things like that. So it's been a lot of fun.
Great. And then I imagine you were at iCast this year.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was a huge. I've been kind of doing a series on a bunch of interviews I did actually at iCast. But you all at Pure Fishing have an awful lot to celebrate after the new product showcase awards. I read.
Oh my God.
9 major awards, including Best in Show. I mean, could you have hoped for any better?
Yeah, no, it was fantastic, and the first time that a bait has won Best in Show, which was amazing for us. So yeah, there were a lot of high fives going all around at iCast for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So the bait that won is the PowerBait Gilly, which I saw a lot of that leading up to iCast, like on my Instagram feed. Videos with Mike Iaconelli showing all the different ways you can rig it. Talk a little bit about the marketing that goes into something like that.
Yeah, it actually, so it's funny because little known fact is the Gilly actually wasn't going to be our entry into that category. And we had a media event in May up in Spirit Lake, so where a lot of our scientists on the bait side for Berkley do a lot of their work. We have a research and development facility over there and all of our test labs and things like that for bait and line. And we had a couple of the outdoor writers come up and kind of gave them a VIP kind of sneak peek behind the curtain at Berkley. And we showed them the Gilly at this event, and along with another of other products, including one that the PowerBait Max Scent tubes. Which is what we were originally thinking of entering into the category. And after showing all of the writers, it was 2 groups of writers, so 10 total, the Gilly, hands down, that was I had flat out asked them, you know, if you were us, what would you submit for iCast? And they all said the Gilly. So from then on, I kind of came back to the team and I said, guys, like, this is the feedback we're getting. Like, we need to go with this. And so we quickly kind of changed course and started pushing it out. You know, had a lot of great footage coming out of that media event that helped support it. You know, Mike obviously did a really great job pushing out about 800 different ways to rig that thing.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
So, I mean, it truly was a team effort, and, you know, worked very closely with our PR agency, Gunpowder, to get the word out about it. And overall, I mean, as you can see coming out of iCast, it was a huge success.
Yeah, and for those that haven't seen the PowerBait Gilly, it's kind of a Japanese style, mimics a bluegill. Lots of different ways, as we mentioned, that you can rig it. You can even drop shot with it, Texas rig it, all sorts of different ways. And yeah, it impressed the voters, the media enough that it took home that Best in Show award. So that was amazing. Some other really cool products that won awards in their various categories for Pure Fishing. I got to see the Abu Garcia Veritas baitcast combo. Which is like a really low profile baitcast reel, just a really affordable but high end at the same time bait cast combo for I can see it being popular with tournament anglers.
Yep.
Even at that price point, it's just really lightweight, compact, comfortable. So, really cool design too, is like all white.
It definitely stands out.
For sure. And then, those familiar with the Chapo already, which is kind of like a whopper plopper style bait in a way. The saltwater hard lure was the winner was the Berkley Chapo saltwater, which I think is basically the same thing as the freshwater Chapo, but it's got the upgraded, rust-proof hooks and might be a little bit different design. I'm not sure. I didn't really, look at it.
Yeah, design is very similar. A couple different sizes on that one. And that one actually, so the interesting thing about the Chapo, so while that was our singular entry into that category for iCast, we actually launched an entirely new line of saltwater hard baits where we have not really had any in the past. So a lot of those favorite topwater lure designs from the freshwater side, we've now brought them over to saltwater with the upgraded anti-rust hooks.
Fun.
And whatnot. So,
we'll have to try some of those out when I'm down in Florida this winter. Be fun.
Definitely.
And then one other thing I really wanted to touch on that one was the plain old molding Atlas tackle pack, which really struck me because I saw a video where somebody was going over all the different features and mentioned that like this is the perfect pack for somebody who's a co-angler. And I fished as a co-angler like several tournaments up until this year that now I've moved to the boater side. But it's the perfect pack for a co-angler. Nice and compact, but plenty of storage for all your tackle. Kind of keeps everything nice and neat. You open the pouches, they don't just open, they just kind of lean open so you're not losing everything that's in your bag. And then the cool magnetic drop zone on top, so when you're in a hurry and you need some place to put your crankbaits or your pliers or whatever, you got that magnetic top on there that stuff isn't going to fly away or fall on the floor or whatever. So you get all the benefits of the the hard-sided tackle storage, but in a soft-sided backpack, which is nice. Yeah, so really cool features on that. Lots of different other features I highly recommend. I'll try to put links to all these different products that won in these 9 categories in the show notes for this episode, so listeners can go check them out. There were some fly fishing wins, a new fly reel, the Gray's Tidal. Do you do much on the fly fishing side, or do you?
I have not, and I need to get our mutual friend Jen Ripple to get me out there.
Yeah, for sure. She's been twisting my arm trying to get me to get more into fly fishing. She hasn't been able to convince me just yet. It just looks like a lot of work. I hear you. I get I get it. I understand the draw. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of work. So we'll see. Maybe one day. And then there was also a fly fishing accessory category where Planel, the Edge Micromagnetic Fly Box won in that category. So lots of little innovations in that product for fly anglers and a place to store their flies. And then the other one I wanted to mention too was the Frabill Ultralight Conservation Net. Really lightweight. It's got the rubber netting to help with the fish, and then a flat bottom, which also helps keep the fish healthy as well. And so lots of great innovations in this net too. Yep. So very cool. Anything that you guys have coming up that you want to touch on, other than maybe that the Santa Claus tournament happening again?
Yeah, Santa Claus tournament coming up. So again, I would keep your eyes open for more to come there. Fishers and Men will be putting that on. So imagine they'll be starting to promote that pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, honestly, for us, it's all about just getting a lot of great content out there for everybody. We know people are craving kind of how-tos and a lot of innovative new products. So all these things that were at iCast that you may or may not have seen, they'll start hitting the stores this fall. So keep your eyes open for that. And I think we'll probably have some good gifting items and gift guides. So if anybody just doesn't know what to get, that special person in their family or whatever, I think we're going to have a lot of good suggestions kind of coming out. Just knowing that a lot of people are really new and they're entering the sport, kind of like me, don't even know where to start. Providing some suggestions for everybody from your novice or your kids all the way up to, your spouse or whoever who may be a very super avid angler. So we'll have something for everybody coming up this holiday season.
Great. Yeah, that's right. We are moving into the holidays already, aren't we? Wow.
I can't believe I'm talking about it now.
I know. It's crazy. Well, we still have some great fall fishing ahead of us before we get into the winter months. And I know we've got a lot of anglers that like to ice fish. So they're excited about getting into the winter ice fishing season. They always tend to start to get itchy this time of year.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I'll be down in Florida, like I said, probably trying out some of these new saltwater hard lures you mentioned, and looking forward to seeing all the videos and other new products coming out of the Pure Fishing family.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Again, I'll put links to these new products that won at the iCast showcase in the show notes, as well as the link to Pure Fishing and some social media stuff as well, so people can go check it out.
Fantastic. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Be sure and go check out those show notes and the links. You can check out those products that we talked about at thewomanangler.com/205 or right in your podcast app. You should be able to pull up the show notes there as well. And if you guys wouldn't mind taking a second to hop on Facebook, go to the Woman Angler and Adventurer page. If you haven't liked it already, if you don't mind to throw us a like, it's at Woman Angler Podcast. That's the official Facebook page for the show. And in there, you can leave a review. I'd like to have a few more reviews added in there just to kind of help more people find the show as they're browsing Facebook. So if you would hop on there, leave a review on Facebook, I'd really appreciate it. And look forward to releasing yet another awesome episode next week. Take care.